Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mr. Perpetual. Today, we are going to deep dive into a really nice watch. But before deep dive into this watch, please consider subscribing and giving this video a like. It truly helps this channel ticking. Thanks in advance. Today, we are diving into a real head turner, the Stetson Tsuyosa in rose gold tone with a fiery red dial. This is model NJ0153-82X, and it's making waves as an affordable integrated bracelet watch that doesn't skimp on style or specs. From the moment you see that sunburst red dial that catch the light, this watch means business. Look at this beauty. Let's start with dial, because it's the first thing everyone notices. Stetson went all in on color here. The Tsuyosa's dial is a rich scarlet red sunray, with a gorgeous fume style that shifts from bright center to dark edges depending on the angle. It's absolutely mesmerizing in person, playing with the light and ensuring your watch stands out in any room. The hour markers are sleek, applied buttons polished, and faced on the three sides for a bit of shine, with double buttons at 12 and 6 o'clock for balance, as you can see in here. There is a simple minute track around the edge and discrete Stetson automatic text on the dial. Very clean and traditional, letting that red color speak for itself. Some folks compare this dial style Rolex Oyster Perpetual or Datejust, given the Baton indices and the Cyclops date lengths. And yes, there is a little Cyclops magnifier or the 3 o'clock date window, which enlarges the date for easy reading. Love it or hate it, the magnifier is a classic touch that adds character, and it's flawlessly integrated into the Sapphire crystal. Overall, the design is all about simplicity and legibility and just works. With high contrast, gold-plated hands and markers against that red backdrop, telling time is breeze in any light. Moving on to the case and bracelet, which really define the Tsuyosa's wearability and style, this watch has approximately 40 millimeter. Let's check it out. Yeah, 40 millimeters stainless steel case that's been richly rose gold plated, giving it a luxe look without the luxury price. The case shape is rounded tonneau or barrel style with integrated locks, very much in line with the 80s, 70s, 80s inspired sport watch vibe. Stetson named this model Tsuyosa, meaning strength, and you can see why. The case design is robust yet refined, featuring a mix of brushed and polished surfaces with crisp edges and chamfered corners. The top of the case has a fine radial brushing in here. While the bezel is angled and mirror polished, adding nice flash of shine. One of the most distinctive design touches is the crown position at 4. Instead of the usual 3 o'clock crown, Citizen placed a small, slightly recessed crown down at 4. This off-center crown is a nod to vintage Citizen models like the old NH299 series, and it keeps the silhouette super sleek. The upside, it won't dig into your wrist, and it maintains the clean lines of the case. The downside, it's a bit recessed and can be fiddly to put out and wind or set. But honestly, for day-to-day wear, that's minor trade-off for the comfort and unique look it brings. Attached to the case is the integrated bracelet, which flows seamlessly from the lugs with no gap. It's a huge part of this watch's visual appeal. The bracelet is solid stainless steel with matching rose gold plating and features a tree-link design. The center links are polished and rounded on top, flanked by brushed outer links with polished edges, as you can see. It starts at about 22 millimeters with where it meets the case and tapers elegantly down to 18 at the clasp. Let's check it out. Yeah, around 22 in here. And around 18 in here, as you can see. This taper, combined with a mix of finishing, gives the Tsuyosa a refined look on the wrist. Now the build, the links are massive and feel solid. Though there's a bit of jangle if you shake it in here, as you can see. The tolerances aren't as tight as a high-hand Swiss bracelet, to be honest. So it's not completely rattle-free, that's it. The slight looseness can actually make it grip more comfortably and flexibly around your wrist. The clasp is folded here over the style with push button release, signed with, of course, the Citizen logo. It's a stamped clasp, not a milled one, which is expected to, at this price point, but it does its job well. And even offers 3 macro adjustment holes to help you to get the perfect fit. The overall execution of the case and bracelet is impressive for an affordable piece. You get fine brushing, polished accents, and the quoted integrated look that's very on trend. Plus, with a lock to lock distance only, let's check it out in here. It's, I think, a 45 millimeters. The watch has a compact span, though keep in mind the first and links are rigid and do extend the effective length of a bit on small wrists. Inside, the Tsuyosa beats a tried and true Japanese automatic movement. Stetson equips this model with their caliber 8210, which is essentially a rebadged Miyota 8215, a reliable workhorse movement that's been around for ages. It's a 21 jewel and 21,600 vibrations per hour with a power reserve of around 40 hours. In practical terms, that means if you wear the watch daily, it stays wound. If you take it off, it will keep ticking for nearly 2 days before needing a shake or wind. The 8210 offers both hand winding and, especially in recent production, hacking seconds. So you can stop the seconds hand when setting the time, a feature early Tsuyosa models initially lacked, but Stetson quietly improved in newer batches. Accuracy is quoted at about -20 to plus 40 seconds per day out of the box, though many owners report much tighter accuracy, often within plus 10 seconds a day in real-world use. It's not a cost chronometer, but for an everyday mechanical watch at this price, it performs admirably. One of the joys of the Tsuyosa is that you can admire movement through the caseback. Flip the watch over and you will find exhibition window-made sapphire crystal, giving you a view of the Cal 8210 in action. The movement is lavishly decorated. It has plain industrial finish, but Stetson give it a gold-toned rotor and plates, which adds a nice visual pop, almost like a vintage bracelet. Watching the rotor swing and the gears turn is always a treat. Mechanical watch fans, and Tsuyosa delivers that experience. Now let's touch on a few more specs: crystal and durability. The front crystal is a flat sapphire with anti-reflective coating, which is fantastic to see at this price. It means the dial is well protected. Sapphire is extremely scratch resistant, of course, and glare is minimized, so you can read the time clearly under bright light. The aforementioned date magnifier is seamlessly fused onto this crystal over the date. It does its job enlarging the date and gives the watch a bit that classic diver that just created the character. The water resistance is rated 50 meters, which means 5 bar. That's enough for everyday life. You can wear it in the rain, wash your hands, maybe even accidentally splashes by the pool. Just don't take it to scuba diving. 50 meters is more swim safe than deep dive. Same enthusiasts wish it had 100 meters for extra confidence. But given this, isn't it a dive watch and has a non-screw down crown? 50 meters is reasonable, to be honest. Overall, the Tsuyosa spec sheet is impressively robust. Sapphire on both front and back, a dependable automatic engine and solid sport watch build, all while staying well under $400. Now, let's talk look and overall visibility. The Stetson Tsuyosa isn't a dive watch, but it does come with a nice surprise. Luminova coated hands and hour markers. In normal daylight, you wouldn't even notice the lume, as dials markers just look like polished metal with tiny lume plots. But walk into a dark room or step outside at night and you'll see a gentle green glow emitting from the hands and the little lume peeps at each hour marker. It's not going to light up like a Seiko diver, but the luminous material is more than adequate to read the time in the dark. In my testing, the lume is decent after the good charge from sunlight or a flashlight. It's easily visible for a few hours, gradually fading but still legible enough to get the time at a glance in the middle of the night. The fact that Stizen included lume at all is a plus, as many style-focused watches skip it. Here they struck a nice balance between aesthetics and functionality. Daytime visibility is excellent. That anti-reflective sapphire crystal really helps cut down glare. Even under harsh sunlight, the dial remains readable and the rich red color doesn't wash out. The silver tone hands have a generous strip of lume and are also beveled, so they catch the light and stand out against the dial. Combined with the minimalist dial text and magnifier date, you have a watch that's too easy to read with just quick glance, day or night. For those who care about low light performance, the Tsuyosa will pleasantly surprise you. You will get that satisfying little glow when you move from light to dark, enough to tell time in movie theater or late flight, reinforcing that this is a watch you can truly wear 24/7. So, how does this rose gold Tsuyosa actually wear on the wrist? In one word, comfortably. Despite the fully steel construction and that integrated bracelet, it sits nicely thanks to the well thought out dimensions. The case is approximately 40 millimeter wide and the thickness is 11.7 millimeters or 8, let's say, which is relatively slim for an automatic sport. Stizen smartly designed the case profile. The mid case is thin and a lot of thickness comes from the slightly domed caseback, as you can see. This means on the wrist, the watch doesn't look chunky. It has sleek side profile, though it might ride a tiny bit higher rather than sinking completely into your wrist due to that caseback shape. The lug to lug is only, let's see, 45 millimeters, which is great news for those with small wrists. The watch doesn't overhang. However, note that the first link of the integrated bracelet is fixed in place, often called a male end link. So it effectively adds a few extra millimeters until bracelet can curve down. If you have a very small wrist, you might see a little gap before the bracelet drapes, but for more average wrists, it's still a very manageable and flattering fit. Weight-wise, about 130 or 150 size for the full bracelet. I'm not sure right now. The Tsuyosa feels substantial but not overly heavy, to be honest. It's enough weight to remind you are wearing a quality steel watch, but comfortable for all day wear. The bracelet's flexibility, those slightly loose links I have already mentioned, actually helps it contour the wrist. It doesn't pinch or stiff harm you. Many owners report that after a few minutes, you hardly notice you are wearing it because the watch balances well, and that crown at 4 o'clock doesn't poke the back of your hand and all, as you can see. The rose gold plating on the case and bracelet also doesn't affect comfort. It's smooth to touch. Just be aware that, like any PVD or plated finish, you will find to avoid big scratches to keep it looking pristine. In day-to-day use, the plating has proven durable and gives the watch a warm, luxurious presence that belies its price. Style-wise, this Tsuyosa is versatile piece. It can dress up with its gold tone and striking dial, think smart casual or even sweet setting. But it's also sporty enough to pair with a t-shirt and jeans, especially given its heritage as a retro sport watch. On the wrist, that dial, the red dial, really pops. Expect some compliments and curious glances, because it's not a common sight to see a red dial integrated bracelet watch in wild. If 40mm feels too large to you, note that Stetson also introduced a 37mm version of the Tsuyosa in 2025 for smaller wrists, though currently in a different dial colors. But for the classic 40mm models like this NJ0153, the sizing hits a sweet spot that will please most enthusiasts. So, is the Stetson Tsuyosa NJ0153-82X worth it? In our book, absolutely yes. Especially if you are looking for a distinctive, well-built automatic watch that doesn't break the bank. Citizen has delivered something special with the Tsuyosa line. An integrated spec style watch with genuine mechanical pedigree and playful design choices. Just look at that dial. At an enthusiast-friendly price, by the way. This rose gold red dial variant in particular is all about making a statement. It's bold, it's fun, and it punches for above its weight in terms of specs and finish. In a world where integrated bracelet watches have become the hot trend, think Tissot PRX, luxury icons like the Royal Oak, etc., the Tsuyosa holds its own by blending retro charm with modern reliability. It doesn't feel like a cheap homage or knockoff. Instead, it feels like a Stetson took inspiration from the greats and then did it their way, adding that 4 o'clock crown curve, offering a rainbow of dial options and keeping it practical with things like sapphire crystals and the trusty in-house movement. Tsuyosa means strength, and indeed this watch strength is in its value and versatility. You can wear it to the office, to a weekend outing, or even a party. It's going to fit and get noticed in all right ways. Of course, no watch is perfect. It absolutely needs need a screw down crown or ultra light bracelet tolerances. You might scratch your bracelet or something higher end, but at this price, Tsuyosa is delivering a ton of watch for the money. It's the kind of piece that both newbies and seasoned collectors can appreciate. For someone just getting into mechanical watches, it offers that visual wow factor, the solid build that will make you fall in love with the hobby. And for the collectors out there, the Tsuyosa is a fan to rotation, a reminder that great watches don't have to cost thousands. In conclusion, the Tsuyosa red dial earns a strong recommendation. It's stylish, it's comfortable, and it's got a mechanical soul with watch geeks adore. If you want affordable luxury vibe on your wrist with a pop personality, this watch should be high on your list. Give it a shot, and you might find that Tsuyosa is your new go-to strength in your collection. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know comments what you think of Tsuyosa. Is red dial rose gold edition a hit or too bold for your taste? And always keep it locked here for more watch reviews and discussions. Until next time, happy watch wearing.